$860 some odd billion. That's what we're told. They're going to get it. They're going to put it together and then somehow cobble together a military industrial complex that doesn't currently exist. And then Russia's going to get it. That's the good part, that Russia's going to get it. Tell me how much reality there is to this economic scheme.
Well, the Wall Street Journal just published a new figure, over $1 trillion is what the Europeans say they're going to raise to reestablish their war production, defense industry, whatever. They've been living for over half a century here under the umbrella of the U.S. Military expenditures, and now they're going to have to do their own. But, it's very interesting. They've been trying to raise money with bond issues here for over a year and a half here to, raise money for Ukraine, and they're having a hell of a time doing it. It doesn't seem that, the different European states want to take the risk, or private investors even more so. There was an attempt to raise some bond issues for Ukraine with private investors, but bond investors see a great risk in trying to fund Ukraine through bonds, and I'm not too convinced that the Europeans will be able to raise $1 trillion, although they will probably say, oh, this isn't for Ukraine, this is for our own industries here. And that's probably the tip of the iceberg, because the Germans are saying they want another $540 billion for infrastructure. So what we got is a new fiscal policy, because monetary policy has not been able to regenerate the European economy. For over a decade and a half, it's been pretty much stagnant or declining off and on, and it just can't get going again ever since 2008. Well, they see maybe they can get it going here with a big military expenditure boost. But I don't think they're going to be able to do that very easily. And if they do it, European production, weapons production can't occur overnight. You've got to build these industries and convert other industries, and it's going to take years to do that. But, they claim they're going to spend $1 trillion plus and do it. Well, that's also because it's very clear that the U.S. is pulling out, not just out of Ukraine here, but they're going to pull out of Europe, in NATO in particular, at least financing at NATO, because the empire cannot afford it anymore. That's the key here. You got to follow this thread of the 800 billion or trillion they want to spend in Europe to replace the U.S. Military expenditures. And NATO, you got to put it in a bigger context, and that bigger context is that the U.S. empire cannot afford to continue as structured.